What is up, all you beautiful Pokemon fans? We are back for another week of the PokeNew podcast. I'm your host, as always, Keegan, and I got my lovely co-host, as always, as well, Jill.
Hello.
And we are the PokeNew podcast, ready to get this week rolling. So we're going to break through with our normal order of events. We got the news of the week, going into On the Hunt, TCG talk, who's it gonna be? And then the break, and then the good stuff after that. But we're going to roll right into the Poke News of the week. So this week, for the Poke News of the week, I'm looking at an article here from NintendoLife.com, I believe. It says here, student sells $80,000 Pokemon card collection to pay for his university. So this young man is the name of Caleb King. And it says he has turned a tidy $80,000 profit from his collection of Pokemon cards. So it says reportedly he has been buying cards since he was a teenager, making sure to invest in the most valuable ones despite his parents' confusion. But in an interview, he talks about how his drive to invest is basically focused on paying for his medical school. He plans to be an orthopedic surgeon. And it says here that he hasn't sold most of his valuable cards and that he has a first edition Red Cheeks Pikachu, which he estimates will get him around $20,000. And then it says he has another 21 cards that he estimates will sell upwards of $50,000. So this Red Cheeks Pikachu, for reference, is the super chunky piece of art in which Pikachu looks like he's had one too many Pokepuffs. And you can indeed find a few pricey one of these on eBay, it says. And then basically Caleb King here, he just, found his most valuable cards, stuff that's from a long time ago. I'm not sure. I believe that's base set, the Red Pikachu, the Red Cheeks Pikachu. But yeah, it says he made upwards of $80,000 to help pay for his university. And that's, something awesome because not many people expect that Pokemon cards will pay off, but look at this guy. He's paying for medical school with it. You got any opinions on this, Jill?
I'm actually reading the comments on under the article, and a lot of people are even agreeing that they're like, wow, like who knew that these would end up so valuable? People are praising him for paying off his tuition, but also I see another comment saying that it is depressing that, education shouldn't be as a luxury because that's expensive. So he shouldn't have sold it. Kind of disagreeing. He shouldn't have been able to sell them to travel the world or something, and that it sucks that he's selling his cards just so he can go to school. A lot of mixed, people either saying, wow, this is great, or kind of like, oh god, I wish he never did that, save the cards. But yeah, I mean, I personally think that it's kind of upsetting that, he had to sell these, but I mean, it is his choice of doing that. But yeah, but I don't know the personal situation either, so I can't really say, especially because he wants to go to medical school. It is upsetting that it's expensive and that he had to sell some of these, like, really expensive cards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he definitely didn't plan on losing all those, but I mean, from that interview he was in with Fox 5, it says that a lot of people, this is quoted by him, a lot of people tried to discourage me from doing it at the beginning, especially my parents, and he laughed. They said, hey, you shouldn't be spending that kind of money on these cards. That's ridiculous. He didn't listen, and it paid off. So it's like, I don't know, maybe this is his dream job, something he's always wanted to do.
He's going to school for a surgeon, and we all know that when you go into, like, that type of field, you do make money, so hopefully it's going to pay off in the long run, and, maybe he's able to make that back if he still decides to collect cards again. It could just be, he could just be over it and be like, I had my fair share run with collecting Pokemon cards, and now I just want to, go to school and, I don't know, do what I want to do.
Hopefully Caleb's happy, he makes the money back, and he can maybe even buy the same cards back. That would be awesome. But yeah, I mean, good for him. A lot of people, back then especially didn't really believe that these cards were gonna, pop off today and have as much value as they do. So, it's cool to kind of show them off and be like, hey, I proved you wrong. These actually, were worth collecting. And who knows the cards that we collect today are gonna be like in 20 years. But yeah, that was Poke News of the week. Definitely cool stuff. $80,000 alone of cardboard is something, amazing just from some kid who wants to go to college. So, all right. So, what do you got today for On the Hunt?
Okay, so for this week for On the Hunt, I'm talking about. I actually found this person through TikTok, and their name is the White Lady Merch. I don't know the TikTok name, but I'm sure we can get that information and put it in the description or whatever Keegan uses for uploading the podcast. But she does different Pokemon mystery boxes with different types of booster packs and everything. There's actually one here where there's a mystery vintage Pokemon toy. And you can get, I believe, I don't know if it says, I actually have her TikTok right here because it says it in the description. Her TikTok is at the Poke Queen. So it's basically the with two E's Poke Queen. And it's a finger puppet toy, and it says that these are from 1996 to 2012. And yeah, it's only $2, and you get one of these little figures, so that's pretty cool. And there's a bunch of variety of different figures. I mean, she shows on her shop basically any of Pokemon up until 2012 you can expect to see in these mystery bags. She does, like I said before, mystery boxes with a booster pack in them. I see that there's one right here that is it's $20, and you can get 12 Vivid Voltage commons or uncommons or rare cards, and then she makes sure to tell you that there's no energy, no repeats, 2 foil / hollows, a V or V Max or secret rare from Vivid Voltage, 10 Vivid Voltage foils and hollow cards, an authentic sealed booster pack from Evolution, Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, Cosmic Eclipse, Burning Shadows, Crimson Invasion, Ultra Prisms, Unified Minds, and more. And then you can also get a coin, which I know is nice. Always like to collect the different coins, and card sleeves. So that's really cool, spice it up. Again, it's a nice gift to give somebody just to surprise them. There's also a Charizard collector's box, which I think is pretty cool. You get one shiny Charizard from Evolutions, a Charizard art from the Hidden Fates booster packs, Charizard art of the Evolution booster pack, and Charizard art of Darkness Ablaze booster pack. So you do get these booster packs, but they have the Charizard art on them. And you also get 3 of those little mini figure things that I was just talking about earlier. And it says look for bonus cards and packs. So you might be surprised with another bonus card or pack. I think it's really cool that there's the this one looks, can't tell if it's a hollow or not. I mean, it kind of looks hollow in the picture of the Charizard collector's box. So for $300, that's pretty awesome because those are really sought out cards. And yeah, you get different. But yeah, that's there's a Eevee one that I think is pretty cool too. Underneath that, for $65. And then you guys get the gist. There's just different Pokemon mystery boxes with cards and figures, and yeah.
Well, I don't know why you didn't mention the Pokemon Vintage Seeded Mystery Box 1999 Jungle Booster Pack. Says here you have a 1 in 10 chance of getting a actual 1999 booster pack here for $50. So it says you can get one of the 50 boxes listed below. There's all sorts of things here: jackpot boxes, super boxes, standard boxes, not a winner boxes. Obviously, specific boxes cannot be requested. They'll be chosen at random, but obviously you want to go for the jackpot box here. One vintage 1999 Wizards of the Coast sealed Pokemon Jungle Booster Pack. But it also says I think you have a chance of getting it in the super box as well. It says the super boxes include one of those vintage 99 it doesn't say jungle, so it's just one vintage 99 Pokemon top sealed 9 card pack, so it's not Wizards of the Coast, I don't think. Or you could get one PSA 8 graded Mewtwo full art with matching Nintendo Bandai toy, one Vivid Voltage Elite Trainer box, that'd be pretty cool. One Raikou box, which contains 3 Vivid Voltage booster packs, a Vivid Voltage Amazing Rare Raikou, and a matching vintage Nintendo Bandai toy. So that's pretty cool. You definitely want to get the jackpot box or the super boxes. I mean, the standard boxes aren't bad either. You know, there's all kinds of evolution. Oh, you can get I think the same thing she sells. She has the evolution boxes, the Eevee boxes. You can win Hidden Fates boxes. So that's pretty cool if you want to take a chance, take a little gamble there, try to get something big. Obviously, if you get that jackpot box, you know, it'll pay off for the $50, but yeah, it's definitely interesting. Definitely something I would check out. But yeah, that's the White Lady merch selling pretty sweet Pokemon cards. Anything else you want to say before we end it here?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna roll right into TCG talk for today. Um, Basically, I just wanted to. We had the second qualifier for the team challenge on January 2nd, I believe. First, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, didn't go too well for me. Jill did really well. She placed 5th. I think I'm just gonna switch out from ADP entirely. It's not been working for me. I've actually last night built one of the Pikarom Mew and Mewtwo decks, which I will talk about later actually. But yeah, I mean, how was the second qualifier for you? You did really well.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting to do, uh, not that I wasn't expecting not to do great, but I don't know, I wasn't expecting to do as well as I did, I guess. Um, but yeah, I, I, I forget what my final score was. I think it was 2-2 or 3-2, 3 wins, 2 losses. I had a really good game with the one of the decks we're going to be talking about, Blacephalon, with one of the people that I was playing against. It was really, really like down. It was probably one of the best games I think I've played in the tournament that we've been doing. It was down to the person I was playing against had. It was like I had 1 or 2 prize cards left. They had like 2 prize cards left. That person actually had 0 cards left. They pulled their last card and ended up doing a final move where they knocked out my Centiskorch VMAX. But it was crazy because I wasn't expecting that. I mean, it was just a really good game, and that was the final game that decided if I was going to be in the qualifier or not. But still, crazy game. And yeah, that's probably the most notable thing that I can think about in the TCG team challenge that I had. What about you?
Um, like I said before, I mean, it didn't go too well for me. I got my first win like I did the last time. And then after that, I just wasn't getting set up right. I mean, the Denny's were coming out first for my first active Pokemon. And yeah, it just didn't play out how I expected. But yeah, I think I'm going to try the Pikarom Mew and Mewtwo next time. But yeah, you did really well. Proud of you for sure. And the Blacephalon deck, I've never ran it before, but we will talk about it a little later. They get built up surprisingly fast in one turn and kind of hit you with something unexpected. It's scary. And obviously, the one prize card loss is like a perk for them. But as we said, we were going to be talking about some decks, and specifically some top decks right now, since it changed a bit due to the previous Players' Cups. But first, we have the Pikarom Mew and Mewtwo deck I was talking about that I really want to try to play more often now. I mean, I've played Pikarom before, and now that I'm seeing it mix up with this Mew and Mewtwo more, it's definitely buffing it up. I mean, that has 270 health compared to Pikarom's 240, and it basically works the exact same way as long as you got a Pikarom in the discard. But so how do you, I mean, when you see this deck, do you prepare in a certain way? Do you have any experiences with these decks?
Not necessarily. I think I go into it basically how I go with any other ones. I feel like I haven't. I don't know why. I never get like nervous when I see a Pikarom or Mewtwo. I mean, Mew and Mewtwo on its own, the different other decks I've seen that use that card can be a little nerve wracking because they do have that move where if you discard, the whatever cards you discard and have that energy onto them, you can do that attack. And I remember I played against a card that used that with the Shirard card.
Yeah, the Charizard Reshiram. I've seen that too.
Yeah, and that was scary, but I've played against in the team challenge. I actually think I won against this deck. So I wasn't necessarily nervous. I played against Keegan using just Pikarom, but without the Mew and Mewtwo. So I don't really think there's much of a difference with that deck other than adding the Mew and Mewtwo, and I never really had to go against the Mew and Mewtwo in that deck, but I have gone against Pikarom, and it can be a little annoying because of the fact that they can just keep adding that electric energy
A lot of
onto.
energy acceleration there, yeah.
Yeah, which is like again really really annoying where if you have a card that's what their move is, it's annoying cuz for me I mainly rely off if I don't get the Volcanion down my first turn to add 3 fire energies to whatever I have on my bench with the Scorch deck. I have to rely on welders and pulling welders, and when you use like that's considered a a not a trainer. Sorry, I can't think of the name of it.
Supporter.
So yeah, a supporter. So you're using a supporter, and you can only use one a turn. So that's basically annoying. Where if somebody wanted to use, like, I can't use a boss's order then if I wanted to switch in. So
Right.
I have to plan it out more. So I think that's probably the most annoying thing about this deck is just the fact that
They accelerate energy with their attacks. Like
yeah,
Pikarom.
so you might think you're going to you knock out their Pikarom. Well, they have energy on another
Yeah, if they
electric
hit you, they can put
Pokemon.
3 more on something on the bench, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like God, you're just constantly building, their benches are always full and they're constantly building up other Pokemon, so it's like
Gotta play your boss's orders right.
yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna run through this deck a little bit. So the Pokemon involved in this deck are 2 Pikaroms. Obviously, we know what those do. It's got the 3 energy for 150, and then you can place 3 energies out wherever you'd like, even onto the Pikarom itself. If you do put it onto the Pikarom, it has the GX move. If you have 6 energies on there, you can do 200 damage and then 170 to a benched Pokemon. So that's basically what you're going to try to do. A lot of people, though, instead of putting the extra 3 on the Pikarom, they'll throw it onto Raichu and Alolan Raichu Tag Team GX because of that 1-3 energy move where you can switch them in, do, I believe, 160 damage, and then paralyze them. So that definitely slows them down. You have one of those in the deck. You have 2 Boltons. Those are good to get out in the start. You have the one energy move where you can search for two energies and place them out where you like. So that's more energy acceleration there with Boltund. And then the second move is very helpful in certain situations where for two energy, I believe it does 30 damage for each energy out on all your Pokemon. So that definitely adds up if you have Pikarom, accelerating all those energies out, especially if you have six on them. That's a lot of damage adding up there. You got two Dedennis, obviously, for that draw support, two Mewtwo and Mews, and, it's really, basically just playing like another Pikarom. If your Pikarom dies, you can throw Mewtwo and Mew out and put the same amount of energy on them, do the exact same moves. It's literally no difference. It just has 270 health now. This also has Tapu Koko Prism Star. What this does is if you have two energies in your discard and have Tapu Koko on the bench, you can use this ability once a turn, and once you use it once, it's done for the whole game. But you can put two energies from your discard out to two of your benched Pokemon, one of them to each of the Pokemon. So it's helpful to get an extra energy on the Pikarom for a turn. It also plays a Vikavolt. I haven't seen myself using the Vikavolt that much in this deck, but it does come in clutch when you can stop your opponent from using items. Then obviously a Crobat, which more draw support, and then an Eldegoss V, which if you need to pull out another boss's orders from your discard or a professor's research, anything to save you, that's helpful too. Trainers are pretty simple. I'm not going to go through them only because it's a lot, and you can find this on Limitless TCG. I'll put the links in the description of the podcast notes. But then the energy is only running on 13. You got 10 lightning energy, and then 3 speed lightning energy, and those speed energies are definitely helpful because once you place those down, you draw an extra card, and who knows what that card could be. It could be very helpful. But yeah, that's Pikarom and Mewtwo. I'm going to be playing this deck a lot more before the next team challenge here. I'm going to be practicing with it a lot, so maybe next week I'll let you know how I'm feeling about it more. But yeah, it's a pretty solid deck. It's moved its way up to number 1 on Limitless TCG for the past 3 months of standard format. So yeah, I mean, according to that, it's a pretty good deck, and I'm going to give it a shot. Play it better than other people, hopefully. But we're going to roll into our second deck, and it's technically 2, but it's Zacian in general. I mean, this one hasn't really changed. We don't really have to go through it too much. Zacian ADP, obviously we know about this one. I don't know how many times you've faced Zacian Melmetal. You'll see this more in tournaments and competitively because it's a tough deck to play, I feel like, but it's a really good deck. I feel like it's a great counter to ADP itself, actually. But do you have anything you want to say? Any experiences with Zacian in general?
I played against you with just Asian ADP, and I end up losing it a lot. I don't know. I mean, you as soon as you use the ADP alter creation move, I mean, I have my main card I use is a VMAX, so you're already taking, if you knock that out, you're already taking, 4 prize cards, and that's my main fighter is that. So once that happens, I can't really play unless I play, like, my,
Volcanion.
yeah, sorry. If I play my Volcanion card, then you already take 2 anyways, so, yeah, it just once you do that move, it's hard if I get hit. The only upside I have is that steel Pokemon are weak against me because I play fire.
Yeah, if you can cut them off quick, definitely. If ADP's having trouble pulling off alter creation, it's definitely a lot better of a game for you. But yeah, I mean, we know Zacian ADP, it's same thing pretty much. You're just trying to get the alter creation, and then bosses orders your knockouts in, but nothing much different there. Have you ever came across Zacian and Melmetal?
Um, I I can't remember playing against a Mal Metal card. Um, I'm sure I played. I think there was a couple people in our team challenge that were playing with the Melmetal card, but I haven't personally ever went against it, so I don't really know what to say other than maybe I might have played it just like casual play online, but like I said, I haven't really like came across that yet, so I don't really have much to say.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
the difference of it. I mean, it looks like when looking at this, looks like it has the same
basically just
setup.
everything except ADP, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, with this deck, I mean, I haven't seen them too much recently, and I don't know if people just prefer ADP over Lucario and Melmetal, but I mean, I saw them a lot a couple months ago, and I mean, it's still a really good deck, but basically in this deck, you're running 4 Zacians, 2 Zamazentas to protect from those VMAXs, and then 2 Lucario and Melmetal GXs. I'll go into those a little bit because I don't really know too much about them myself. I've never played the deck personally. And then to stop against that fire, you got 2 Bronzords and 2 Bronzongs, which, stinks. But Lucario and Melmetal, it's got 260 health. It's a tag team GX, obviously. Its first move is 50 damage, Steel Fist. You can search your deck for a Steel Energy card and attach it to this Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck. And then it has the Heavy Impact for 150 damage, 2 Steel Energies, and 2 Colorless. But the main reason people really play this card, and I think it's honestly the best, counter to ADP because for the rest of the game, if you can pull off your GX move, your Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's attack. So that, stops ADP's extra 30 damage. It completely just counters it. ADP's just doing normal damage at that point. But if this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy attached to it, you discard all of your energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. And now, a lot of the times I remember playing this deck, I'm usually playing ADP, and I'm not thinking about that GX move, and then they'll take off my water energy and all my energy I'm getting ready for Alter Creation, and it completely throws me back, and they win the game. So you really got to think about when they're going to use this GX move. You got to be careful with placing your energy when you're facing Lucario and Melmetal. But yeah, that's the reason really it makes it such a powerful deck is because it just can surprise you with that energy loss, and then you're doing less damage to it. And then not only that, but the most powerful trainer in this deck, I believe, I would say, is the 4 Metal Goggles you're going to be playing. And the Metal Goggles is for the Metal Pokemon that are using it. It's a tool card. It also takes 30 less damage. So they're just, refusing a lot of the damage coming at them. If the GX move is pulled off and you have Metal Goggles on your Pokemon, you're taking 60 less damage. So that's definitely effective. You got any more opinions on this before we move on? I'm not going to go too much into the Zacian decks because, everybody knows about them, but this one is just interesting to me because, you don't see it too much, but it's definitely really effective.
Yeah, I think you explained it really well. Like I said, I haven't really gone against it, or at least never had like a notable experience against it, because I don't see, I haven't really seen that many people use it, and yeah, but that the energy thing is really annoying, especially when you have cards that you need to use. Like for me, I need to use the more energy I have on center scourge, the higher the damage. So it's
Right.
just anything with that is just really annoying.
And especially if they happen to play the coding energy. I mean, I'm sure when they face fire decks with this deck, they're just going to try to get the Bronzongs out. But yeah, I mean, Lucario Melmetal is definitely a really good card. I was thinking about playing it at one point, but I was just one of those who went with ADP instead. But I mean, ADP is so popular now, maybe I'll try it out. But yeah, it's definitely a really good card. Um, this podcast, honestly, is probably going to help me in the future because I always forget what his GX move is, and I don't know why, but I never pay attention when he's about to use it, and then I lose my chance of using Alter Creation. So if I happen to be playing ADP against this guy again, at least I'll have a better idea of what I'm doing. But yeah, we're going to roll into Blacephalon, the last deck of TCG Talk for today. Jill was talking about this a little bit earlier. You want to go into it a little bit further?
Yeah, so with the Blacephalon deck, this one is, like I said, the only time I've won against one is this person that I played against twice now in the team challenge, and this format's a little bit different than what theirs is. I know, I mean, have seen the Jirachis and obviously the Blacephalons. I haven't seen the Blacephalon GX. What I won against, they had a Rashirard card. Obviously a Cramorant is really good. I use one only because, well, there's two awesome moves that you can use with. The first one is you search your deck up for two cards and then put them into your hand. So you can pick any two cards in your deck and that isn't in your prize and put them into what you can basically plan out your next move. Or for me, the reason I put it in is if I'm going against the Bronzong with the metal decks, it's really helpful because they have a fire resistance. So if I have a common card like a Cramorant, I can just knock that out and be good to go. There's a double V in here. I don't know why this has a double V. I guess because the attack does 30 more damage for each prize cards the opponent has taken. So I mean it does 120 plus that. At the Denny, we all know what the Denny's do. Discard your hand, draw 6 cards. The Oricorio, which during your turn, if a Pokemon knocked out during your opponent's last turn, you can draw 3 cards, which is really helpful. And then there's a Mewtwo in this, which is when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your next turn, you may put a supporter card from your discard pile on top of the deck, similar to the Eldegoss that does takes the supporter out of your discard pile, but this just puts it on the top of your deck. So yeah, main thing is the Blacephalon cards. What they do is they're easy to build up because with this deck you want to have welders and you just need to have 3 energy, and then if you discard any number of fire energies from your hand, this attack does 50 damage for each card you discarded. So however many that you can discard, you do that, and it puts a lot of damage. 50 times, whatever amount. This one says they have 13 fire energy, so
Yeah, the Blacephalon deck, it's doing very well right now. I see from looking at the trainers, they're mainly just, trying to get as much fire into their hand at once, and then they can discard it, and then for the attack, obviously, but then they have so much things to bring the energies back. They have 4 fire crystals, ordinary rod, whatever they can do, 4 energy retrievals, whatever they can do to get that energy back in their hand to do as much damage as they can. But yeah, and then they have 4 scoop up nets for the Jirachis, and then even the Blacephalons too. If they get damaged, you can just scoop them back up. Lots of switches. It seems like a very consistent deck. Stuff you can just move in and out for what you need when you need it. And yeah, I like it. Definitely something I might think of trying because I like single prize card decks. I like when, I mean, it does have a good amount of GXs and Vs in it, but if you can protect them well, and only have your Blacephalons out at the right time, maybe you'll slowly go down one prize card at a time. But Blacephalon has a lot of potential. It does a lot of damage, and, it's kind of scary coming from a card that only gives you one prize card. But yeah. Anything else you want to say about Blacephalon before we move on?
no, I think you again said that really well. The one prize card type of decks are kind of annoying to go against, to say the least. But yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah, for sure, and it just seems very consistent in general. Having 4 Jirachis alone, those are hard to get cards somewhat, but just being able to get all those trainers that you need to do the exact moves you need, that's what makes it consistent in a good deck. But we're going to move on into
Who's it gonna be?
for today. Last week we rolled the random generator, or not last week, the week before, my apologies. But we got Gabite for who's it going to be today. And I'm going to roll into my card here first. Wasn't too many differences between, the attacks all these Gabites had, but the main reason I went for this guy is because he had 90 HP. He had that plus 10 HP fuel. He's not going down. You got to hit him 3 times. But basically, I have the Corkscrew Punch, 1 energy for 20 damage, and then the Sharp Scythe, 1 fighting energy, and 1 colorless for 40 damage. And then he's weak to grass, 1 retreat cost. Epic. What do you got? It's Unified Minds, 113 out of 236, by the way.
Yeah, I have a Ultra Prism Gabite. This one's actually a Dragon type, so it's weak to Fairy.
Okay.
I was actually originally gonna do the one Keegan did, and then I realized he picked that one because of the same reason. Basically all the moves for these were either 40 damage or less, so he has one up because this one has 80 hit points. The other one has 90. For 1 fighting energy, you can search your deck for a card that evolves from this Pokemon and put it onto this Pokemon to evolve it, and then shuffle your deck. And then, if you decide not to do that, you can do Slash for 2 colorless energies for 40 damage. And there is 1 retreat cost.
So, obviously, the only way I could see yours working is if you got your energy and I somehow couldn't have, but just because mine has that 90 health, it's going to be able to take 3 of your hits compared to me only being able to hit you twice with the Sharp Scythe. But, you never know what could happen. You could have Crushing Hammers, get rid of my energy. You could, do whatever you want. But if it had to come down to a 1v1, Gabite v Gabite, I might have to take this one.
Agreed.
Yeah. Basically, kind of the first one who picked their card this week took the win if they saw that 90 health. But we're going to roll into our random generator for next week. Any Pokemon you hoping for?
Jirachi.
Jirachi. All right.
Because my son.
We got Flareon. Okay. There's a lot of Flareon cards, so this should be exciting. I know there's a good amount of promos too, but I'm not sure if we're doing those, but I'm sure we'll pick something good. But we're going to take a little bit of a break, guys, and we'll be right back. Thank you. What is up, everybody? We are back from our break, ready to open some Vivid Voltage packs. I'm going to start off for this week, and I have an Orbeetle VMAX art here. Hoping for some goodies. We got a green code. Let's hope we get a amazing rare. You can get this code or this pack online with WVQ 4W9X R9T 67K. Want to guess my energy here, Jill?
Gonna go with steel.
Water. So we got a Shuckle, Cramorant, Drone Rotom, Riolu, Sandile, Wailmer, big boy, Weedle, big nose, Beldum, weird robot, got a reverse hollow B, and an Exploud. I like the artwork, but not the rare I'm looking for. Alright. what do you got this week?
So we're gonna open up another Vivid Voltage. I always have trouble opening packs on the podcast. I don't know why. Try to do it from the top.
It's the pressure.
Yeah, for real. Like, I can never rip them down. I always have to open it like a bag of chips. Okay, got it open. So we also have a green code card. And to redeem this online for a Vivid Voltage Sword and Shield, the code is KT2 WXMRKNHNKM. And you want to guess the energy?
Well, I got water, so I'm going to say yours is electric.
I'm going to say grass.
What was the code? Green?
Yeah. Got steel.
Steel. That's what
So
you
I guess
said.
for you. So we have a Go-Goat, a Wide-On Stadium, a Metang, Litzel, Skiddo, Ferroseed. Sorry, my cards are falling off of me. A Dedenne, Drillbur, Reverse Hollow Riolu. I hope I always mess this up. And a Jolteon.
Jolteon. Not bad.
No, not at all.
So those were our card openings for this week. Not the best pulls we wanted, but I mean, you know, I guess we took out all our luck on Christmas. I got a lot of cool stuff. Jill got me a Hidden Fates box specifically. She got it off TCG Player, but I mean, I got a crazy pull out of that one. That's one thing I really wanted to talk about, actually. So I alone haven't really opened any Hidden Fates in my life yet, and because of that, you know, I was dying to get some for Christmas, and Jill knew that, but she hooked me up with a Gyarados box, correct?
Yes.
But yeah, we got one super lucky pool out of there, and I will, you know, have it top loaded till the day I die, and it's a beautiful rainbow Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos, the birds, rainbow birds. I was like, oh my goodness, this is such a great pool for, you know, first time opening Hidden Fates. But you know, not all of us can be Josh from the Special Conditions podcast, man. He's got the Charizards. Yeah, but yeah, that was our card openings for this week. Now we're gonna roll right into what did Jirachi do this week. And this one's, you know, pretty straightforward, but I'm gonna let Jill start us off with this guy. So what happened this week?
So, you know, Jirachi wanted to go outside. And he stands at the door now. He's been really good about letting us know. So he's standing at the back door, and I'm like, alright, you can go out. And, you know, I'm not thinking of it. He likes to take his time, you know, chew on some sticks, chase some birds, bark at the squirrels, you know, all that good stuff. And Keegan comes out, and he looks, and he notices that he's licking something off the side of the box of recyclables we have out there. And he's like, what is he doing? Well, it turns out, we didn't know what it was at first. There was this, like, melted orange stuff just dripping off the side of the box, and he's loving it. And we're like, what the heck? Keegan brings him inside. His whole face, all on the side of his face, was just in this. There's just sticky orange stuff all over him. And it turns out it was melted cheese.
It was bad. It was caked all on the side of them.
It was
paper
stinky
towels
too.
wouldn't help. Even Bounty paper towels wouldn't stop this mess. So we had to throw him right into the bath. And for some reason, this man wanted to give us the hardest time of his life for the bath. I guess he didn't want to get the cheese off of his face. He was really enjoying it. But oh my goodness.
It was everywhere. And mind you, while we brought him in, Keegan was trying to pick him up because he's like, we need to get this off of you. It was in his ear. Like, it was just all over him. And so as he's about to pick him up, he just gets the case of the Zoomies. So he's running around with cheese all over. And we didn't know it was cheese at first, so we were kind of grossed out. Like, ew, what it... And mind you, it was probably old cheese because it had a weird smell to it. So he's eating this old cheese that was left outside, just running around the house all over him, like, huh.
It was bad, but I mean, it was a good memory. It was a good
It was
laugh.
funny.
I mean, instantly when I noticed it on him, he knew I noticed it, and he's just running away from me, making it way harder. And then we actually get him in the bath, and me and Jill get completely soaked because he's just flipping around, doing flips, and being a pain in the butt. But we love that pain in the butt. The cheesy boy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for what did Jirachi do this week. He just basically got his face completely smothered in cheese, and he had a good time, but I don't know if we did. But yeah, that was what did Jirachi do this week. We're gonna roll right into Gotta Catch 'Em All Pokemon products for this week, and we're gonna start with Jill. So what did you bring today?
So I didn't want to just add a bunch of links, so I just put up on the podcast notes just the newest stuff. Pokemon actually came out with a whole thing of athletic
Oh,
Pokemon themed products. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know why. I not that like I'm like the athletic person of the year, but there's leggings for women. There's ones with Pikachu on them. There's ones with Gengar. They're like purple and pink, which I think is really cool. There's like the performance tops. I don't know what the exact material's made out of them, but you know, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what it is. It's that weird like meshy type of material, I guess for sweat, help you with sweat. And they also have that for men too. There's a tank top and a t-shirt. And yeah, they're running from the leggings are a little pricey. They're about $50, but the tops are 22 to 29.99. So not bad. And and there's also jogger pants for men too. I didn't want to not include that with this as well. But yeah, it's just pretty cool that I don't know, you work out if you work out with Pokemon on you.
so yeah, it seems like they released a line of their clothes just called like Pokemon Active because they even have like socks for it specifically, scrunchies. I saw a water bottle, this cool windbreaker. So I like the Pokemon Active. It's got some cool stuff. Stay active, Pokemon kids. All right. So my pick for Gotta Catch 'Em All Pokemon products this week is actually from the Japanese store. I just wanted to let you guys know if you are able to get your way around the Japanese products, they have just released the Single Strike and the Rapid Strike booster boxes over in Japan, and they look really cool. The artwork's looking sweet on them. And I'm not sure if we're going to be doing the same thing here in America and other places, but they did the two sets separately. Rapid Strike is a separate set, whereas Single Strike is a separate set, blue and red. And I like the looks of them, but I'm not sure if we're going to do that here. It might just be one whole thing. I'm not sure. But also, I think we talked about this a little bit before, but they're releasing the new types of Pokemon. You're actually going to have single strike types of Pokemon and rapid strikes types of Pokemon. And then there's also going to be single strike and rapid strike energy. So, that's going to be a whole different new kind of scene to the Pokemon TCG, new stuff. So it's going to be cool. Can't wait to see what that rapid strike and single strike stuff
Do you
does.
think this is based off of what we're gonna get, which is battle styles, or
Yes, yeah. So I
okay?
think Battle Styles is these two sets combined because we don't do it separately here. We just do them together. Like they even did it for Sword and Shield that way. They had Sword as a separate set and Shield as a separate set. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
it is kind of cool. It's like the video game, but you get to pick which one you want or both. But yeah, that's what I picked for this week on Gotta Catch 'Em All Pokemon products. I'll put the links down in the podcast notes if you guys want to check them out. They're going for around 5,000 yen, a little bit more than $50 with the tax included or whatever whatever third party company you may be using to get the Japanese products. I recommend using White Rabbit Express. Look them up. It's very simple, very easy. You can go ahead and link all the Japanese products you want, and they live out there in Japan. They buy it there and then mail it to you from them. And I don't know, it's a very easy way to get Japanese products. It's a little bit more pricier than just obviously ordering them, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. Check them out, White Rabbit Express. We've used them a couple times in the past and, got some legendary Heartbeat, got a Marnie Japanese trainer box. We got some cool stuff. But yeah, that was GottaCatchEm'All Pokemon Products for this week. We're going to roll into our last segment of the week, which is our Pokemon Trivia. So last week we asked you guys, Santa Claus appears in an episode of the Indigo League show. We were talking about Santa because obviously the Christmas episode. And this wasn't last week, my bad, this was the week before. But basically, what were the 5 Pokemon that were owned by Mr. Claus himself? Want to take a couple guesses? Maybe guess a couple of them?
I remembered the answer a couple weeks ago. I know one of them was Delibird, and hold up, did he have not Vulpix, something else, something ice, some sort of ice fox thing, Pokemon that I can't think of. Am I wrong?
Incorrect. Okay, so you were right with Delibird, obviously. He's one of the 5 Pokemon owned by Santa Claus. And then the other 4 were multiple versions of Jinx, the singing lady Pokemon. Lapras, Stantler, obviously, my boy Stantler, and Rapidash, which was a little bit of a surprise.
I was thinking I was like a pony type, some horse thing. I don't know, Vulpix is not...
Santa's got to spice it up.
Right? But I was thinking like a lowland Vulpix kind of looks like a... I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it was a good guess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
So, this week we're going to be asking you guys, what could happen to you if you were to grab one of Ninetales' tails? So, if you were to go out, find a Ninetales, grab its tail. It's funny because you were just talking about Vulpix, the evolved version of Vulpix. If you grabbed Ninetales' tails, what would happen? What could happen? Any guesses?
I would just say you'd probably get burnt or something, because that's I believe Ninetales is always a fire type.
But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for an episode of the PokeNoob podcast this week. We really want you guys to send us some emails. It would be really awesome if we could connect with our fans a little bit more, answer some questions on the podcast, anything. You can send in questions or even just statements, opinions, I don't care, at our email, pokepodcastmon@gmail.com. That's POKE podcastmon@gmail.com. We would really appreciate it if you guys could give us some reviews. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. If you could give us those 5 stars, it would help get our name out there and, put our name higher up on the lists of Pokemon itself. So that would be really awesome. But, I mean, it's been a pretty sweet episode. I like talking about this kind of stuff any time of the week, so it's nice to do it on the show. Anything you want to say before we close it out for today, Jill?
I'm just glad that we're back. We had a nice little break there last week, but
True.
Always fun to be back at the PokeNoob podcast.
Oh yeah, we do it right here. So thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next week. You guys have a great rest of your day.